Hello and good day. My name is Nellie Wosu, and I'm the publisher and CEO of Gatmoon Publishing, L.L.C. We're located in Concord, North Carolina, right above Charlotte. I am grateful to Elder Desiree Bonner for having me upon her list of professionals with the Virtual Writers Room. I must ask everyone sincere apologies for my not being available on this past Friday, June 3rd, in which I was to give you some information about now you've published your book, what's next? There were many unfortunate and unforeseen occurrences that happened to me that day to be in place for you at that particular time at 12 noon. But I'm hoping that this attempt will also still continue to edify you and provide you with some insight that you may utilize readily to get moving forward with your project. So once again, I am sorry, and I am sincerely sorry, and I hope you do understand. You know, life comes at us fast, and sometimes we just really can't even begin to imagine what's going to happen next. And those are some of the things that occurred for me on a Friday. However, we're here right now. This is Sunday evening, and I'm happy to be here to tell you a few things that I think it's very important for you to realize how you should begin your search for your publisher. First of all, the first thing is that you should not wait until the very last minute when your manuscript is completed to seek out your publisher. That is someone you should have had from the beginning to discuss with your project as an overall where you're trying to go. You know about cover design. You know about having a ghostwriter. It's sort of like the publisher can be your midwife, could be also your OBGYN person for these, we're speaking towards women's things now, but they help to bring life forward for men and women who are writers. And in this virtual writers room, we're going to talk to you today specifically about publishing and what you need to find out from your publisher. First of all, you should have a publisher who is for you. They should be able to embrace your vision and help guide you in getting to a point of clarity if you're not there already. You must also know that they must be flexible, that they must be able to be accountable to you and you to them. Deadlines are important. They also should not be a novice. And, they may not be a totally seasoned pro, but they must know the tenets of the business of publishing. And they should also have a degree of influence in the community, in your local arena where you want to place your book. Who's your target audience? That should be identified prior to your completing your work, because then publishing also has to do with marketing, and it is most essential. As you learned from our colleague from earlier in the week about a stunning cover design, that's going to be essential in actually who picks up your book. Now you say, yeah, picks up a book, but I may not be going to publish an actual hardcover book or a paperback book. What about the ebooks? However, cover design is still essential. That's a piece of marketing, because what people are attracted to, they reach for, and you want them to reach for your work. Your work is a part of you. It's what's been laid onto you in your heart. In Gatmoon Publishing, we say we're here to assist you in getting your voice heard in media, right? In print. How is it going to be? What type of media? Is it even going to be like you're coming to speak about your work, your performance in getting this book down? That's a story. That's a story in and of itself. Did you ever think about that? That while you're writing a story, you're creating a story. So that perhaps could even be your next something to write about. Your experiences with writing this book, right? You need to know that once you become a writer, a published author, you're a writer already. You've been writing for a long time, I'm sure, or you've had a desire to, and now you've taken that step. Now, what happens after you become published? You are an authority. Yes, an authority. You're a subject matter expert. They call it a SME in technology, a subject matter expert. You didn't think of that, did you? Well, your publisher should be able to guide you into the corridors where you can better exploit, for a good way, a good reason, your work. Who will your work get presented to? Will you be doing virtual events like this one? You'll be doing radio interviews, perhaps even television interviews. A lot of people have internet based television and radio shows. We do. So we oftentimes give our authors a platform to launch from. It doesn't mean you have to stay there forever, but that option is available to you. A customized package. You don't want someone giving you all of this meal, all this great long feast of things to pick and choose from, and you don't know which would be the best for your vehicle, your manuscript, right? So you have to decide, well, what am I going to do? Who do I want to reach? Is this book being written for people who have been impacted with various types of challenges, financial, health challenges? How do I reach them? What is going to be the target? You need to know. You need references. You need word of mouth references. How are you going to get the word out about your book? What will you do about that? What is your publisher going to do about that? How do you feel about speaking in public? Are you naturally a shy person? Well, you're going to have to get over that a little bit. Your publisher should be able to guide you in those things. Practice, practice, practice. That's the type of package that you may add on, sort of like a la carte. You know what's on the menu. You may have need of it at this particular time and that particular time. You don't want to select more than you're going to need. What's your price point? What type of package are they offering you for the money? Editing. Editing is essential. The editing that comes with your package should never wipe away who you are. Your voice needs to be heard. If it's Jonathan that is writing a book, then we need to hear Jonathan. I don't want to hear Samuel's voice, who is the editor. We want to keep that authentic vibe going on so that when your fans, the people who are interested in you, hear you, see you in actuality, they're like, yeah, you're a lot. I see your heart. Can you imagine someone seeing your heart? Yes, they see your heart through your words. It's a reflection of who you are. It's based upon, if it's an actual story that is true to life, whatever you experienced. That's what you need to do. You need to put it down authentically. And your author should spend enough time with you so that you feel comfortable with one another. If you have questions, they should be available. Now, remember, too, they're professionals and they don't have a lot of time for you to make your decisions up as you go. So just like when you go to the doctor, what you need to do is to write all the questions down. Now, if they can't answer your questions in the proper manner, then perhaps it would be best for you to reconsider that particular author. That's why you don't want to wait to shop for a publisher at the last moment. And I think I just said something about author. You might want to change who you have in consideration for a publisher, pardon me. So what's important to you? That should also be important to your publisher to a degree. They should understand who you are. They should also not try to sell you more than what you need. That's essential. And they want to cause you to be able to benefit as much as you can from your work, because it is an effort, it's an endeavor, and it's a labor of love. Now, that being said, where does it come to royalties? Will they keep your royalties? If not, how much percentage do you get and how much percentage do they keep? Okay, how much does it actually cost to publish each and every book that you make? Like, there's no real warehouse where books are housed anymore. They're generally print on demand. So what is the price per book going to cost? Will they allow you to publish it, to purchase it at publishers' rates, or will they mock it up a little bit more? Those things should be written out in your contract. And a contract is essential. It protects you and it also protects the publisher. Late payments. Will fees be attached? Will you be able to publish your work, have your work published before you finish your contract payments? Oftentimes, and most likely, no. If you have a publisher that does that, consider yourself very blessed because generally, once the work has been completed, people walk away. And that's not the best thing, and that ruins the relationship. And the publisher does have control over your work to a degree, but the work will always remain yours. So, what's important to you? If you are an advocate for health care or child abuse or fair voting practices, and you've written about your experiences with any of these things or something else completely different, how does your publisher feel about those things? Do you know? Do they have any experience in those things? Like, do they need to? Not necessarily so, but they need to do that in order to put you before the audiences that's going to do you good. That, again, pulls back to the marketing piece. Okay? They should be an expert themselves in what they do. They should be able to launch you. One of the most important things today in today's society is the social media aspect. Ebooks. Well, maybe you didn't think about an ebook, but a lot of people have devices that they utilize that particular form of reading on a daily basis. So are they going to make that available to you? Is that a part of the package that you've selected? Do they do ebooks? Or do they even do audiobooks? A lot of people don't think about audiobooks, but it is a venue that is very good. You make it very, very live. And what about the other voices in the story? They work with that too. They can get that done. They should have a list of people that they can refer you to if you haven't already gotten your cover design. Yeah, you might have not even thought about it, but that's something in keeping with your story. It should the cover should almost talk about the story without even having looked at the back cover. What if you want to submit a picture of yourself that generally there's a picture of the author on the back cover? It should have a proper background, so that it doesn't detract from anything else on your cover, your backstory that's going on. You want to see an image of you, a very nice and clear and professional image. It should be not just something that was, cropped out of another image from someone else, if you can help it. They may be able to lift it up, make it more high resolution, right? What about placing your image on the cover design? Sometimes a lot of people are doing that. But again, that needs to be something that you and your publisher discuss. Where is that going to be taken? Where is that photo going to be taken? You also need to know that if you have interior art design, that it be checked to make sure there's no plagiarism, that this work is actually able to be utilized for you. Is it stock photos? Or is it a piece of lovely artwork that you like the photo of it, but when they do proper research, they said, no, you can't have this because this is a copyright piece of intellectual property. We can't use it. This belongs to someone else. This comes from someone else. If you have to use it, you have to get permission. And that has to be done in all legal forms. That's some of the things that you need to consider. That's why you do it initially. You don't have to make a decision up front, but it is imperative that you consider that and you make all the notations. What's your budget for this project? And there will be other things that you have need of. Business cards. Do you want your business cards to reflect a part of your cover design? Do you want the press release to be a general press release or released in certain areas? How will you get your book for distribution? Will they be able to provide you worldwide distribution? Will your book be available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and various other retailers where online books are bought? Can your book be purchased in hard copy? Can it be accessed via electronic format? Is it going to fit a Kindle? Will it be for an iPhone? Will they make it available in all of those various device types? It's possible. Will you have to pay for having all of that done? Or will they give you a one shot, um, a bundle that this will take care of all of your needs? Now, what about the book launch? Okay, I believe one of my colleagues here in the virtual writers room has spoken to you about that. That's essential. That's a real essential thing. Is that person or that entity, that group, do they work collaboratively with your publisher? When is the book going to be made available? Will pre sales be available? Do you have the cover design ready so when you're doing your marketing, you'll be able to whet your audience's appetite to see what's coming? Like you go to the movies. We go to the movies today. This is what? This is June 5th, 2016, a Sunday. I think it's or it's June 4th. What day is it? It's June 5th. Sorry, yes, June 5th. Sorry. I don't even know what today is. But we'll go to the movies today and we'll see the trailers for what's coming, the coming attractions. They may even show us a movie that's coming next year. They have that information out there. And I'm like, oh, I want to see that. I want to see that. So is your publisher willing to put you out there that let everybody know you're coming, you're coming, you're going to be there? But make sure you're going to be there if you say you're going to be there. Will they assist you in doing that? What if you get writer's block? They should be able to encourage you and know enough about writing themselves to try and help you massage that out of you, to get your creative mind flowing in the proper direction. One of the things about writing, sometimes we oftentimes do get stuck. We get overwhelmed by the whole project. And that's one of the main things that your publisher can do. They're their mentor, they're your cheering section. They're also going to be your critic. They're going to tell you, look, this is not good. We're going to have to rewrite this. You're going to have to go back to the drawing board. This is not marketable. Because everybody thinks they've written, the Magna Carta or the Declaration of Independence, or they've written the Negro National Anthem. It's great in your mind, but is it really great? It is great because it came from your heart. But how can we tailor that to make it more suitable for everyone to see the greatness in it? And that's where your publisher will come in hand to place you in the best hands possible, to place you in the best light possible, to guide you and to make sure that the effort that you've placed in this endeavor will not only encourage your spirit, but also encourage someone else's spirit. At Gatmoon Publishing, we try our best to approach our author's work just as if it were our own. We try to get it good. Sometimes it doesn't always work that way, but that's when the discussion comes in, where you two can sit down at the table, if possible, or over the phone, to talk about that or send an email to discuss what you need to get done, where the bottleneck may be. But the one thing I know that a publisher should do is have you in their interest. They should be interested in what's important to you. Do they see with you? Do they understand you as a person? Or are they just after your dollars? It's going to make the difference in the finished work, even though your manuscript may already be completed. It's not completed until it says printed in the United States of America, and you see that it's available up on Amazon, up on billboards, in discussions, on blogs, on radio interview, on the internet, on the television even. What if someone invites you to speak before their professional group? Are you ready? Do you have the books ready to sell, to even give away to your people? Because one of the best things that I've found as an author is to be able to give what was from my heart that the Lord placed upon me, that I gave to someone. And that word that I wrote changed somebody's life. It's my leaving the stone etched, Nellie Anita was here. and this is what I produced. And your publisher should be just as inspired by your work because they're helping you, they're endorsing you too. They put their name right there with you. So it's a collaborative effort. Everybody has a role to play in your project. You've had several people to join you in this project. Even if you decide to self publish your own work by yourself, you still will have need of people to tell you what it's like, who's going to edit, did you get artwork, you know what I'm saying, what type of font are you going to use in your title. You know, we don't do anything by ourselves. So I hope that these few words have helped guide you, have been an encouragement to you. For my work is done, my work is complete, my manuscript is done. Now what? I hope this has been a little bit helpful to you. If you have additional questions, you may reach me at info@gatmoonpublishing.com. That's info@gatmoonpublishing.com. Gatmoon Publishing is spelled GATMOOPublishing.com. And again, my name is Nellie Wosu. WOSU. It's been a pleasure staying here talking with you. I look forward to hearing from you. And I thank once again Elder Desiree Bonner for this platform for the virtual writers room. I appreciate being here. I appreciate being considered as one of the professionals that have come here to bring you information. This is an excellent work. This is my second time doing it with her and her team. Very good. D.H. Bonner Virtual Solutions. And that's another thing. You will have need of other professional services after you become a published author and perhaps even before. I've partnered with D.H. Bonner Virtual Solutions and I highly recommend their quality services. I'm saying that from a professional realm and also from a personal realm in doing the work for Minister Nellie Wosu and of course for my company Gatmoon Publishing. Thank you so very much. I wish you all the best in your continued writings. Remember, write the vision and make it plain. Make it very plain. And we'll be talking to you soon. Thank you. Have a good and blessed day. Bye for now.